Welcome, seekers of truth and transformation. Today we explore a profound topic that touches the very core of our existence, breaking generational curses and shifting family karma. This journey isn't just about personal growth. It's about healing the wounds of our ancestors and charting a new course for future generations. Generational curses and family karma are powerful forces that shape our lives in ways we often fail to recognize. These patterns of behavior, belief, and energy have been passed down through the ages, influencing our choices, relationships, and even our perception of reality. But here's the truth: you have the power to break these chains and create a new legacy. In this exploration, we'll uncover 7 signs that indicate you've begun to break free from these ancestral patterns and shift your family's karmic trajectory. These signs aren't just markers of personal achievement. They're beacons of hope for your entire lineage. As we begin, I want you to think about your family history. What patterns do you see repeating through the generations? What struggles seem to echo from your grandparents to your parents to you? These recurring themes aren't coincidences. They're the visible manifestations of deeper karmic forces at work. Breaking a generational curse isn't a single event, but a process of awakening and conscious action. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to face the shadows that have long haunted your family line. But the rewards of this work are immeasurable, not just for you but for all who come after you. In our first segment, we'll explore the first 2 signs that you've begun to break the generational curse and shift your family's karma. These signs are fundamental shifts in perception and behavior that mark the beginning of your transformative journey. The first sign is a growing awareness of the patterns that have defined your family history. This awareness often comes as a series of realizations, moments when you suddenly see the connections between your struggles and those of your parents or grandparents. You might notice recurring themes of addiction, financial instability, troubled relationships, or specific health issues that seem to run in the family. This awareness isn't about blame or judgment. It's about recognizing the bigger picture, understanding that many of the challenges you face aren't just personal issues, but part of a larger karmic pattern. This recognition is crucial because it shifts your perspective from being a victim of circumstances to being an agent of change. You might find yourself diving into your family history, asking questions you never thought to ask before. You're not just collecting facts, you're piecing together the emotional and spiritual legacy that's been passed down to you. This process can be painful, but it's also incredibly liberating. As you uncover these patterns, you're shining a light on the hidden forces that have shaped your life. The second sign is a deep-seated desire for change, coupled with the understanding that this change must begin with you. This isn't just a fleeting wish for a better life. It's a profound recognition that you have the power and responsibility to alter the course of your family's destiny. This desire for change often manifests as a feeling of being different from the rest of your family. You might find yourself questioning long-held family beliefs or resisting the roles that have been assigned to you. This isn't rebellion for its own sake. It's your soul's way of breaking free from limiting patterns. You start to see how your choices and actions can create ripples that affect not just your life, but the lives of future generations. This understanding brings both a sense of empowerment and a weight of responsibility. You realize that every time you choose a different path, every time you respond with love instead of fear, you're not just changing your life, you're altering the energetic blueprint of your entire family line. This desire for change often comes with a willingness to do the inner work necessary for transformation. You might find yourself drawn to spiritual practices, therapy, or self-help resources. You're no longer content to repeat the patterns of the past. You're actively seeking tools and knowledge to create a new reality. As we pause here, I invite you to reflect on your own journey. Have you experienced these first 2 signs? How has your awareness of family patterns changed your perception of yourself and your life? Are you feeling the call to be the change maker in your family line? Remember, breaking a generational curse isn't about rejecting your family or your heritage. It's about honoring the struggles of those who came before you by choosing a different path. It's about transmuting the pain of the past into wisdom for the future. As we delve deeper into the signs that you've broken the generational curse and shifted your family's karma, we encounter the transformative power of emotional alchemy. This process of turning pain into wisdom, fear into courage, and limitation into possibility is at the heart of karmic transformation. The third sign that you're breaking free from ancestral patterns is a newfound ability to face and process emotions that have long been suppressed in your family line. Many generational curses are rooted in unresolved trauma, grief, or anger that has been passed down through the ages. As you begin to break this cycle, you'll find yourself naturally drawn to confront these buried emotions. This emotional work isn't easy. You might find yourself experiencing intense feelings that seem to come out of nowhere. Perhaps you feel a deep sadness when you think about your grandparents, even if you never met them. Or you might feel a surge of anger when you reflect on the hardships your parents faced. These emotions aren't just your own. They're the collective pain of your ancestors finding release through you. The key is to allow these emotions to flow without judgment. Cry the tears your great-grandmother couldn't shed. Feel the anger your grandfather had to suppress. By giving voice to these long-silenced emotions, you're releasing the energetic blockages that have perpetuated your family's karmic patterns. As you do this work, you'll likely notice a shift in your relationships, especially with family members. This is the fourth sign of breaking the generational curse. You'll find yourself able to see your parents, siblings, and other relatives with new eyes. Instead of reacting to them from a place of old wounds and expectations, you'll begin to see them as fellow souls on their own journeys. This shift in perception allows for deeper compassion and understanding. You might find yourself forgiving family members for past hurts, not because what they did was okay, but because you understand the larger karmic forces at play. This forgiveness isn't about letting others off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of resentment and blame. As your relationships transform, you might also notice changes in your family dynamics. Old roles and patterns start to dissolve. The peacemaker might finally speak their truth. The black sheep might find acceptance. The caretaker might learn to receive. These shifts can be uncomfortable at first, but they're signs that the old karmic patterns are breaking down. This period of transformation often brings a sense of isolation. You might feel like you're operating on a different frequency from the rest of your family. This is natural and even necessary. To break a generational curse, you must be willing to stand apart, to be the one who chooses differently. Yet, this isolation isn't meant to be permanent. As you continue to do your inner work and hold space for new possibilities, you'll likely find that you start attracting others who are on a similar path. These kindred spirits might be within your family or outside of it. They become your new tribe, supporting you as you navigate this transformative journey. As we pause here, I invite you to reflect on your own emotional landscape. What feelings have you been avoiding? What family stories need to be felt and released? Remember, every emotion you allow yourself to fully experience is a step towards freedom, not just for you, but for your entire lineage. As we continue our exploration of breaking generational curses and shifting family karma, we come to a pivotal point in the journey. This is where transformation moves from the internal to the external, where your inner work begins to manifest in tangible changes in your life. The fifth sign that you've broken free from ancestral patterns is a shift in your personal narrative. You'll notice that the stories you tell about yourself and your life begin to change. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance or a product of your family's past, you start to recognize your role as the author of your own destiny. This shift is subtle at first. You might catch yourself using different language to describe your experiences or reframing past events in a more empowering light. Instead of saying, "This always happens to me," you might find yourself thinking, "What can I learn from this?" This change in perspective is powerful. It's the moment you reclaim your power from the grip of generational patterns. As your narrative shifts, you'll likely notice the sixth sign, a series of synchronicities and new opportunities appearing in your life. It's as if the universe is responding to your inner transformation, opening doors that were previously closed. These might be career opportunities, chance encounters with inspiring individuals, or sudden insights that illuminate your path forward. These synchronicities aren't random. They're the result of your energetic shift. As you release old karmic patterns, you create space for new experiences aligned with your true self. Pay attention to these signs. They're guideposts on your journey, confirming that you're on the right path. With this newfound sense of authorship over your life, you'll begin to make choices that break the mold of your family's traditional expectations. This could mean pursuing a career that no one in your family has ever considered, choosing a different lifestyle, or even moving to a new place that resonates with your evolving spirit. These choices might meet resistance from family members who are still entrenched in old patterns. Remember, your transformation challenges their worldview and can trigger their own unresolved issues. Approach these situations with compassion but stand firm in your truth. Your courage to choose differently paves the way for others to do the same. As you continue to make these conscious choices, you'll notice the seventh and perhaps most profound sign of breaking the generational curse: a sense of peace and alignment with your life's purpose. This isn't the peace of passivity, but the deep serenity that comes from knowing you're on the right path. You'll find yourself naturally drawn to activities and pursuits that nourish your soul and contribute to the greater good. This might manifest as a calling to heal others, create art that inspires, or work towards social change. Whatever form it takes, you'll feel a sense of rightness, a feeling that you're doing what you came here to do. Alignment with purpose extends beyond your individual life. You'll start to see how your personal transformation is part of a larger shift in consciousness. Your journey becomes a beacon for others, inspiring them to break free from their own limiting patterns. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, I invite you to reflect on these signs in your own life. How has your narrative changed? What synchronicities have you experienced? How are you aligning with your true purpose? Remember, breaking a generational curse and shifting your family's karma isn't a destination, it's an ongoing journey of growth and evolution. Each choice you make, each pattern you break, ripples out into the collective consciousness, creating waves of transformation that extend far beyond your individual life. Are you ready to embrace your role as a conscious creator, not just of your own destiny, but of a new legacy for generations to come? The final part of our journey awaits, where we'll explore how to sustain and expand these transformations. As we arrive at the final segment of our exploration, we stand at the threshold of a new era. You've recognized the signs of breaking free from generational curses and shifting your family's karma. Now, it's time to solidify these changes and create a lasting impact that will resonate through time. The work of transformation doesn't end with personal realization. It's an ongoing process of conscious creation, where each thought, word, and action becomes a thread in the cosmic tapestry of your family's new legacy. This is where intention meets manifestation, where your inner work bears fruit in the outer world. One of the most powerful ways to sustain your transformation is through daily practices that reinforce your new patterns. This might include meditation, journaling, or energy work. These practices aren't just personal rituals. They're energetic anchors that stabilize your shift and prevent slipping back into old karmic patterns. As you continue on this path, you'll likely feel called to share your journey with others. This sharing isn't about preaching or imposing your views. It's about being a living example of possibility. Your very existence becomes a challenge to the old paradigms, inspiring others to question their own inherited limitations. You might find yourself naturally taking on the role of a healer or guide within your family and community. This doesn't mean you have all the answers, but rather that you're willing to hold space for others as they navigate their own transformations. Your compassion becomes a bridge, helping others cross from the old patterns into new possibilities. As you do this work, you'll start to notice ripple effects in your family system. Younger generations might approach you for guidance, sensing that you've accessed a wisdom beyond the family's traditional knowledge. Older family members might soften, finding healing through your example of forgiveness and understanding. This is where the true power of breaking generational curses becomes evident. You're not just changing your own life, you're altering the energetic blueprint of your entire lineage. The choices you make now will echo through generations to come, offering your descendants a foundation of love, wisdom, and possibility instead of limitation and fear. But this work isn't just about your family. As you shift your personal and familial karma, you contribute to the collective evolution of humanity. Each pattern you break, each curse you transmute, lightens the karmic load of the entire human family. You become part of a global network of light workers, each doing their part to elevate the consciousness of our species. As we conclude our journey, I invite you to look ahead. Envision the legacy you're creating. See the generations that will come after you, free from the burdens that once seemed inescapable. Feel the joy of knowing that your courage and commitment have opened new possibilities not just for your direct descendants, but for all whose lives they will touch. Remember, this journey of breaking generational curses and shifting family karma is not a linear path. There will be moments of doubt, times when old patterns resurface, but with each challenge, you grow stronger, wiser, more resilient. Each setback is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to this new way of being. You are the ancestor your descendants will thank. Your work, your healing, your transformation, it all matters. It's creating a new story, a new possibility for what it means to be human. As you continue on this path, know that you're supported by the wisdom of the ages and the infinite potential of the universe. So, I ask you, how will you continue to weave this new legacy? What daily choices will you make to reinforce your transformation? How will you inspire and support others on their journeys of healing and growth? The tapestry of your family's new karma is in your hands. Weave it with love, weave it with intention, weave it with the full knowledge of your power as a conscious creator.